Have you ever found yourself giving everything, your time, your care, your heart, only to feel like you are the only one trying? You send the first message, you plan the date, you ask the questions, you hold the space, and yet, he seems somewhere else, distant, distracted. Almost like you are reaching out through fog and hoping he reaches back. It is painful, is it not? That quiet ache in your chest when someone you love starts fading, slowly, without a goodbye. You tell yourself he is just busy, just stressed, just tired. But deep down, you know something is slipping, something you can feel but cannot name. This is for every woman who has ever whispered, "What happened to us?" For every heart that still believes love should not feel like begging for crumbs. Because today is not about chasing anyone. It is about remembering yourself, the woman you were before you started overgiving, the woman who once knew her worth without needing anyone to confirm it. Pause for a moment. Take a breath. When a man pulls away, your instinct will tell you to move closer, to fix, to understand, to talk it out. You might send another message, replay old memories, try to prove your love one more time. But every time you do, something invisible happens. You hand him your power. You begin to say, silently, my worth depends on your attention. And that, my love, is where you lose yourself. The truth is simple, but it hurts. No woman should ever have to convince someone to choose her. You cannot force emotional effort. You cannot beg someone to prioritize you and still call it love. So instead of chasing, I want you to pause. Step back, let him drift if he must, but not so you can win him back. Do it to find yourself again, because you, my dear, are not meant to be an option someone gets around to loving. You are the whole thing, the calm in the storm, the soul that brings color to someone's life. But how can anyone see that when you have forgotten it yourself? So here is where you begin, not with him, but with silence. Give yourself 2 weeks, maybe 4. Do not tell him. Do not make it a performance. Just disappear from the noise. No more begging conversations, no long explanations. Step back into yourself. Notice how much energy you have been giving away. How much of your identity was tied to waiting for his messages, his validation, his small crumbs of attention. What if instead you poured that energy into you? What if you spent that same love on the woman in the mirror who has been holding on through it all? Call your friends again. Take that walk you have been postponing. Buy that book. Sit by a window and breathe. Remember what joy felt like before it depended on someone's reply. Let your silence become sacred. Let it become the sound of your healing. And as you do, he will notice. Maybe not immediately, but men always notice absence louder than words. They feel it when the energy changes. When the woman who once reached out suddenly chooses peace over pursuit. That silence becomes magnetic. Not because you are playing games, but because you are finally aligned with your worth. Now, let us be honest. Love can make even the strongest woman soft. You forgive things you would never tolerate from anyone else. You accept half effort, half love, because your heart says, maybe he just needs time. But feeling in love and being loved are not the same thing. You can be deeply attached to someone who barely shows up. You can feel butterflies while slowly starving for emotional nourishment. And sometimes, the most painful truth is this. The love you are fighting to save exists mostly in your memory. So stop fighting for potential. Stop clinging to the version of him you wish he could be. Start asking, what about me? What do I deserve? Because you deserve to be chosen freely. Not when it is convenient. Not when he feels lonely. You deserve consistency, respect, and presence. When you begin to remember this, something inside you shifts. You stop asking, do you still love me? Because you already love yourself enough to know that question is sacred. You stop seeking proof from someone who keeps you guessing. And suddenly, the power dynamic changes. You become the woman who no longer needs reassurance to feel worthy. You walk with grace not because he sees you, but because you see you. You stop chasing love and love begins to find you. Think about it. How can someone appreciate your presence if they never feel your absence? How can they value something that never requires effort? Men in their core are wired to pursue, emotionally, psychologically, biologically. They want to feel the spark of earning your attention, of deserving your trust. But if you are always the one reaching out, always the one smoothing the silence, you take away that space for him to feel your value. So this time, stop initiating, not as punishment, but as a declaration. You are not closing the door. You are simply stepping back and saying, if you want to come closer, meet me halfway. Let him feel your absence. Let him sit in that quiet where your laughter used to be. Let him remember your good mornings and realize how empty they feel without you. Let him experience what life is like without your warmth, constantly reaching out to him. Because sometimes, distance is not the end. It is the only mirror that shows someone what they have been taking for granted. And if he comes back, and many do, pause before responding. Do not rush. Do not answer as if you have been waiting by the phone. Take your time. When you do reply, let your energy say what your words do not need to. Speak softly but with strength. You are no longer the woman pleading to be seen. You are the woman who knows her worth and therefore commands respect without demanding it. If he truly values you, he will feel it in the silence, and he will move mountains to stand in that light again. But if he does not, let that be your answer. Because love that requires you to lose yourself to keep it is not love. It is survival. And you deserve more than survival. Now comes the hardest part, raising your standards. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. Every time you make excuses for inconsistent behavior, you tell him that he can give you less and still keep you. Every time you accept emotional distance, you signal that your boundaries are negotiable. But what if you raise the bar? What if you stopped meeting him at his lowest and instead stayed grounded in your worth? If he cancels plans, stop pretending it does not hurt. If he disappears for days, stop rewarding that behavior with warmth. If he cannot meet you in the middle, stop walking the whole way for him. You are not being cold. You are being clear, and clarity is the highest form of self-respect. Yes, it will hurt. It always hurts to let go of someone you love. But staying where your soul keeps shrinking is a slow kind of death. You were not created to chase, to beg, or to settle for emotional crumbs. You were created to love deeply, and to be loved deeply in return. So if he cannot match your effort, your softness, your sincerity, let him go. Do it gracefully. No anger, no bitterness, just quiet certainty. Walk away with your head held high and your heart open for something greater. Because when you finally choose yourself, the world begins to shift. Your energy changes. Your reflection feels different. You stop waiting for someone to see you. And instead, you start being seen. And in that moment, something incredible happens. You become unforgettable. Not because you were hard to get, but because you were finally impossible to forget. Love will come again. The kind that does not make you question your worth. The kind that feels like peace, not confusion. Until then, protect your energy. Reclaim your space. Stand tall in your truth, because you, my love, are not here to chase anyone. You are here to be chosen, fully, freely, and without hesitation. So the next time you feel that urge to prove yourself, to fight for attention, remember this. You never needed to fight to be loved. You only needed to stop giving your love to those who could not hold it. Take a deep breath. You are the prize, always have been, always will be. Call to action. If this message touched your heart, share it with a woman who needs to hear it today. Comment below and tell me, what are you finally ready to stop tolerating in love? And if you are ready to step into your worth, subscribe for more reminders to help you reclaim your power, your peace, and your heart.